everyone, it's Natalie here with NatStack. I'm going to be giving you a quick market update for today and generally what's happening in this market cycle. These cycles can move so quickly, so it's extremely important to stay up to date with what's going on. Let's get into it. So, Bitcoin. It's really starting to look strong here. Like, there's been a lot of consolidation around like the 60,000 to 55,000 level. Definitely seems like the RSI has dropped. And in the past, usually when the RSI is lower, it can be a good buying opportunity. So, I definitely think we can see the next leg up here. And to kind of go back to the stock to flow model, I've talked about Bitcoin cycle in a previous video, so go check that out so you can understand what this chart really means. And it's up to you if you really want to believe in it or not. It's really like you believe in this or you believe Bitcoin is going to zero. It could be a very expensive opinion if you do think Bitcoin is going to go to zero. Basically, the stock to flow model is estimating Bitcoin at like $1 million by 2025. So you can try to buy a little bit here and there and then, just accumulate, and that could end up several years from now actually being worth a lot of money. So you never know how far your money can really go. And we'll go over the examples of these other cryptos as well to see just the difference it makes, even if you invest, just $100, $1,000, where that can really end up, especially if Bitcoin, ends up being some crazy value. Essentially the stock to flow it's really kind of like a curve model. It's like eventually like up, down over time, but it's still like eventually, even though it's going lower, each low that it's had is still significantly higher, and the same thing with the highs too. So and then actually a lot of people are comparing Ethereum to Bitcoin, and it kind of has a similar like flow to it, in the price movement. So that's definitely something else to not just, turn your head up at because these are, more expensive. Ethereum is really like where all these different cryptocurrencies are being built on. Like the code is so important for actual like crypto space. Forget kind of how it functions itself as a crypto and, the exchanges. I know the fees can be expensive if you're swapping one cryptocurrency for another on these swap exchanges, not necessarily Coinbase. This would be more like Uniswap, PancakeSwap, etc. But anyways, I guess what I'm trying to get at is that while there may be crashes in Bitcoin or Ethereum, in the long run, they're still going to end up being worth a lot more. At least from what previous data tells us. So Bitcoin in the last cycle in 2017 was around 20,000 at the top, and then it crashed down to about 3,000. And right now we're at 60,000. And also these cycles take years and years. So it's just like truly a patience game where if you decide to hold this kind of stuff, like these in particular, I'm not talking about all cryptos. A lot of the other cryptocurrencies, I believe, are just a trade for the cycle that you're not going to hold on to forever. But for these, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, it's just my opinion, but I like those for the long run. And you're not going to want to look at these every day. You're going to be very upset if you're looking every single day and it's going down. It'll make you most likely want to sell. But if you just set it, then come back in the next Bitcoin cycle, which the halvening is April 26, 2024. So come back in like 2023, 2024, and check the prices then. Probably will be much higher than they are now. Of course, you might want to be dollar cost averaging when Bitcoin is at its lows. Most likely it will not be 3,000 again. It'll be a higher low, could even find support somewhere around either from 20,000 to 10,000, or even maybe down to around 6,000. Those would be my levels to look for if it were to come crashing down again. Definitely not saying that it'll do that anytime soon. There's been lots of talks about this being a super cycle, which I guess that means that it's definitely going to go on for much longer than the previous bull cycles have been. Really within, I guess if you look at the chart like this is like building up for years, at least for Bitcoin. But in some other cases, like the true bull run of where the insane price action happened was basically within 2 weeks, from like December up to January. So December 2017 to January 2018. So anyways, this one is definitely been going on a lot longer. I still see people talking about alt season is coming, or like you haven't seen anything yet. But judging from Bitcoin being down to, around 5,000, 4,000 as its low, and now being 60,000, I would say we've definitely seen something pretty incredible. I could definitely imagine previously, before this even happened, that 20,000 was definitely in the cards, maybe 30,000. But I've been pretty amazed by what Bitcoin's been able to do. Especially its initial run up was very, very strong. Every single day it was just charging upward. But then Ethereum, kind of the same thing. It was around $100, and it's now around 3,400 or 3,500. So I've seen some drawings of the Fibonacci where 3,000 was the overall top, and I know some people are talking about that, and others are talking about 5,000, 10,000, 25,000. What I'm trying to do here is give you the middle ground of everything, to try to give you kind of a logical look on this, but not to tell you the end all be all targets either. So for example, with Ethereum, it's truly been still like very strong, and like charging essentially just like Bitcoin has, but it really hasn't gone like a true like parabolic like upward movement at all yet. So I actually still think that, this is at least according to my drawing right here. This doesn't mean that it couldn't absolutely surpass it, and I definitely feel like it could go to like 10,000 plus. But yeah, so right now 3,500, and then the end of this is around just under 6,000, which that would be around over triple what it did in the last bull run. And that's essentially where Bitcoin is now. It was previously 20,000, now 60,000. And still plenty of potential to go. So basically a lot of I think this bull cycle or bull market cycle is is really going to surprise us with even these Fibonacci's. They're usually, they're the extension. They're kind of like what you might expect to happen in the future based on, previous measurements. But I think that this market has just been so crazy that it's even going to surpass these kind of levels. So yeah, let's just say that this is our more moderate target, but it definitely could go further. Like for example, I grabbed the bars from here, the fractal, just as something that we could possibly see happen. It came basically from 2016 through to 2018. And you can see the price movement is kind of similar. I would say not exact. It's more gradual in its rise here, but I would say we're kind of at this point right here, this extension. So, we'll see how much higher it really wants to go, but Ethereum really is where everything is happening. So I think there's a lot of potential left in this one. XRP, I drew a fun little curve. Definitely don't take this literally. Yeah, basically there's been a lot of resistance around like 170. I really feel like if we push above this, then it'll be super strong, and it could possibly follow this curve. I think it'd be awesome if it actually lined up with my curve here. Just because, you know, you really want these things to go parabolic, just like Doge. So much fun. But yeah, that's where it's at right now. I'm just looking at the weeklies. Later on, I'll go through the dailies. I think basically every single day is like super important right now, just to be watching our holdings and what they're doing. Like, for example, if you bought Ethereum, I just forgot what that was. Okay. Let's just say you bought Ethereum, let's say a little bit higher up, whatever. 170. Okay, you didn't buy the exact bottom, but you bought once it was starting to go back up. You already made nearly 2,000% return on your money, which is insane. So, you know, some people have, if they want to basically take some profit off the table, they'll have percentages of, I'm going to sell 20%, 50%, you know, leave the rest in. It's up to you to decide what you want to do. It's another smart move you could do is just take out your initial investments once you have, you know, a lot of profit, at least percentage return profit. Anything over, you know, like 200% would be double, 300% triple, etc. So yeah, just definitely make some kind of rule for where you're going to follow those. It's just important to know where you're going to take profits. So it's XRP, and then XLM. I like XLM is also looking really good right now. There's been a lot of resistance in here, just really been back and forth for a while between like 60 cents, 30 cents, you know, like bouncing around in here. But then you've seen it's been rejected multiple times around like 65, 70. So I really feel like once it's past that level, it will try to shoot up past it. So its all-time high previously was just like $1. So it's definitely going to shoot up past that. All right, we have BAT. BAT looks very similar to the XLM chart. It's kind of battling around and trying to break through. So yeah, it's currently 130. It's just really been ranging between like 110, 160. So yeah, similar situation here. Breaks past here, it'll definitely go much higher, probably very quickly. So in Ethereum Classic, it's a pretty cool chart pattern because I see this exact same kind of like build up here happening in some of these other charts as well. Like, for example, I see this curve forming here on EOS. Same thing with Zcash and Bitcoin Cash, and not 0x. But this, like, it took off before the other ones, but it absolutely gives me hope that these other ones, EOS, Zcash, and Bitcoin Cash, will do nearly an identical movement. And yeah, this has really been incredible. Like today, or I guess, sorry, the weekly candle. What did it do today? Yeah, since yesterday it was like $70. It says 100 on this chart. It's pulling from Binance, but on Coinbase it went up to like 140, 150, which is really incredible. So yes, this one is starting to look definitely more parabolic forming, but it still has room to go. It definitely doesn't look like this. So, all right, and then EOS, currently at $9. We still have about 152% left until all-time highs. Again, it's forming that curve. It's not really reaching that kind of like resistance I mentioned, like XLM is having, or even ZRX having a lot of resistance in here. So I think that because these charts aren't having the same levels of resistance, it actually makes it easier to do something like Ethereum Classic did. It just suddenly like shot up, very quickly. So yeah, I definitely expect this to happen, some kind of like Ethereum Classic moves very soon, up to, $20 plus. Zcash, so we have 200% left to the all-time high of 750. At least it says on this chart. I thought it was higher, but 750. So yeah, again, you can definitely see some strong candles forming up in here in the future, and trying to reach for those all-time highs. We have Bitcoin Cash. I feel like it's definitely following Ethereum Classic most closely. So let's adjust this here. We have 190% to get to all-time highs around $4,000. It's currently $1,300, and our actual targets are much higher, at least 8,000 to 10,000, most likely more. 8,000 would just be double what it already did. So it's nearly close to like an 8x, probably closer to 6 or 7x now because it's 1,300. But yeah, Bitcoin Cash is looking very promising. ZRX, I've just been watching it go within this same range for weeks. I guess it's in a similar boat to XRP, that it's just, well, I guess XRP has been doing a little bit more than that. But yeah, this one just been watching that it's, it's finally going to break its all-time high. It doesn't really seem like it wants to right now, but hopefully that means it'll be super strong once it finally does. And yeah, I'm looking for this one to get to around $11. But yeah, we'll see once if it can break $3. But and then I've been making fun of this. Dogecoin, yeah, like it was less than a cent a year ago and is now 65 cents. It's gone up an insane amount, which is really, really incredible. And even with this chart, it's not like it's had a major crash yet, being the key word, but it's been going up and then consolidating more and more. So it's crazy as it's been. I wouldn't be surprised to see it at a higher price level. But I would say it's definitely very much more of a speculative investment than these other cryptocurrencies I've been talking about. But yeah, so that is my market update for today. And subscribe for more updates, and I'll catch you guys later.